Okay, anyway, good morning once again, and the class that I have planned for today is a very simple class, and as usual, we'll try to have maximum interaction so that you also enjoy and I also enjoy the class. Okay, so I'll start with a very simple image. A simple image which is displayed on the PPT. Okay. Now, what is this image that you see, and what exactly you understand from this particular image?
Perception.
Okay, perception. So, what you see here is group of blind men. They are allowed to touch the elephant, and each of them they touch the elephant, and they have a different feel. The blind person who touches the tail, what is this perception? What is this feeling that he feels? He is handling a rope. Similarly, the one who touches the body, the one who touches the ear, the one who touches the trunk, the one who touches the different parts of elephant, they have a different feeling. Now, one of the great authors compares elephant to homeopathic materia medica. Meaning, homeopathic materia medica is very vast, and the blind men, he compares them to homeopathic students. Okay, so how each of you perceive, how each of you understand materia medica will differ. Hope the example is clear. Done. So, keeping this example in the background, many of the times this could be you in the government college OPD, in the government college library. You would have gone to the library, with due respect, it's getting recorded, so we will not talk more about librarian students, but then anyway, assuming you go to library and if you go to the vast area, more number of books are found in which particular section? Materia medica. Okay. So many times, there's so much of enthusiasm, we get into the library, we get into the materia medica section, and unfortunately, we come back disappointed. Why do you come back disappointed? Because there are so many books. Which book should I refer? Should I refer this, or should I refer some other book is what we get confused and we come back. Okay. So what I also want to try to tell you is a small or a quick recap of what we have studied in our first year BHMS. Homeopathic materia medica, you just try to recall, it has been classified basically into modified and unmodified. What is modified homeopathic materia medica? Okay, so what is modified homeopathic materia medica? See, it's a simple English word, modified, unmodified. So modified is once the proving is done. Okay, the author, as per his convenience, okay, he can rearrange. Okay, so what? And there is something called as unmodified. Unmodified is the symptoms that you have got from proving. It is untouched. The author does not modify any of these symptoms. So this is what we call it as unmodified, where symptoms are recorded in patient's own language and no modifications made by the author. So this is what example is materia medica pura. And then there is something, once the symptoms are obtained by the prover, the author modifies and arranges as per his or her wish. So this is modified materia medica. I'm not going into the details. I just want you to bring to this particular concept here. Now, what are all the different ways of studying materia medica? Very good. You have anatomical, you have physiological, good. Group study, comparative, very good. Condensed materia medica, clinical materia medica, very good. Question materia medica, good. Keynote materia medica, picture type materia medica, very good. See, as a homeopathic student, you are exposed to different methods or different types of materia medica, and there is something called as picture materia medica, there is something called as group materia medica, and materia medica through keynotes. Which is the commonest keyword we all use? Balance. Very good. So, and there is something called as physiological. And the example is bird. Very good, bird. And we miss something very important. This is what we call it as therapeutic materia medica. Okay? Materia medica based on therapeutics. Now you are in third year. This materia medica will play a very important role. Okay? Because the diseases you study in your applied subjects, for example surgery, and then ulcer. So you go to the chapter ulcer in therapeutic materia medica, you will get all those remedies which are indicated for ulcers in our homeopathy. So this is what we call it as therapeutic materia medica. Okay, and then we have materia medica based on miasms. Materia medica, based on different other things. I've just given you a small example so that we have a kind of an interaction and we start understanding the topic much better. See, today, out of all these types, I am going to introduce you to one very important type. And before I start introducing, have you got this question anytime? Why there are so many homeopathic materia medicas? I mean, this is a very important question you need to get. Why we have so many homeopathic materia medicas? Why?
Different approaches.
Very good, different approaches. Good, beautiful. Different usages, different approaches. And one more very important word is different authors. Each author has its own ideology. Okay. Now, how did this concept come out? So, what you need to understand is, as materia medica evolved, okay, or as science evolved, as human being evolved, lot of authors belonging to different era, okay, with the available resources, they try to make homeopathic materia medica more interesting and more practical. Like for example, when I say knowledge of emerging sciences, what do you understand by this? See, when Dr. Hahnemann introduced homeopathy, or when Dr. Hahnemann wrote materia medica pura, okay, meaning the science, the other sciences, they were not so much advanced. So what do you understand by other sciences? Meaning knowledge of chemistry, knowledge of physics, knowledge of pharmacy, pharmacodynamics, all these things, they were not very advanced. So as the knowledge of all these things started advancing, the authors, made use of all this knowledge in making materia medica better. Okay. So chemistry, psychology, toxicology, pharmacy, etc., etc. So they used all this to make our materia medica more concrete and more understanding. Okay, or more understandable. Now today, from this image, what do you understand? Okay, different personalities, good. Okay. Similar age group. So what I want to try to tell you is, we discuss a remedy belonging to a group. Or we are looking at group characteristic of a particular group. I'll tell you what that group is. Now before I start giving you a group character, what are all the group remedies you are aware of? Acid groups, very good. Carbons, Kali groups, natron, Beretta, calcarea, I mean there are some spider, plant also, kingdom wise, we have different groups. Okay. So one way of understanding materia medica is understanding the group characters. Okay. So the idea here is, when you have a patient come into your clinic, based on his symptoms, you classify or you fix him into a particular group. Like this particular patient belongs to plant group, this particular patient belongs to an animal group, or this particular patient belongs to a mineral group. Okay, and then you decide which plant, which animal, or which mineral. Okay, so this is one way of understanding materia medica through groups. Fine. Like I was just giving an example. We had a case of a girl. I have shared this in a different seminar. This girl, when she entered the chamber of mine, she was very suspicious. Meaning, when she was narrating her complaint, she was always, looking here, there, looking behind, looking in front. Is somebody listening to my conversation that I am having with the doctor? So what could be the probable thing that comes up? So it could be an animalistic behavior. See, my sir would always tell animals have an extra antenna. Right? Animals need to be very, very, what is it? Conscious. Because you never know when something will come and attack you. Day and night, if they have to live, they have to be very alert. They have to be very, very alert. Right? So this lady has some kind of an animalistic behavior. So ideally, if everything agrees, you can think of an animal remedy. Okay. Similarly, we have plants who are very mild, very yielding. Similarly, we have minerals, metals, the way they sit, the way they talk, right? Their handshake, their bones, they are very, very prominent. And the kind of diseases they suffer also will be different. You are getting my point? So what I was trying to tell you is, this is a method of fixing a patient into a particular group, which makes the job of a homeopath easy. Okay. See, this itself has its own demerits. Every patient you can't fix into a family, right? And you'll go mad. When a patient comes in front of you, what is running in your mind? Is he an animal? Is he a plant? Is he a mineral? Or is he a sarcophagus or whatever? So you will become more prejudiced, which our founder did not want to happen. Okay. But it is a method. As a third year student, you should know it has its own advantages. Every materia medica, for that matter, has its own advantages and its own disadvantages. I hope I am clear. So today we will look at a very important group. And we will look at the group characters of this particular group. Okay. So at the end of the session, my objectives: recall the common acids we use in homeopathic materia medica, first thing, and enumerate the sphere of action, ailments, physical appearance, etc., etc. I will share it with you. Describe the mental symptoms, describe the physical generals, and very important is, what is the clinical utility, or where do we use acid remedies in our materia medica or in our practice tomorrow is what we will be focusing. Okay. So these are all the objectives. Now, when you look at understanding, or when you look at, see, this is my first class for you. My first class where I am teaching you group characters. So generally I follow a pattern. Okay. And if you also follow a pattern, the chances of you forgetting symptoms will be very minimal. Okay. So what we do here is, we will be describing acid group under 3-4 important headings. Boys, 3-4 important headings. And the first important heading will be introduction. Under introduction, what do we do? What do we do under introduction? We'll try to introduce you the group. Good, very good. What could be the probable headings that will be coming under introduction? Okay, good. Constitution, before constitution, very good. Sphere of action. Ailments from good, agreed. In the source, different remedies belonging to acid group, very good. Pathogenesis, good. Thermals, yes, agreed. Boys, make some noise. Good, agreed. Introduction, actually, what else will come? See, when I said make some noise, please limit it to class. Okay. What else? Introduction, actually, what else will come up? Miasm, very good. You are the third year student. Miasm should come. Diathesis should come. Temperament might come. At least for today, I have not added temperament. Fine, possible. Okay, classification, good. How? See, now what is very important for you is to understand acids better. When you go back to this particular slide here, what do you feel is very important? We'll come back to this slide. The knowledge of what? The knowledge of chemistry, and of course, toxicology. accidentally you have taken an acid or purposefully you have taken an acid. So what would have been the effect of the acid, you will understand with the knowledge of toxicology. So when your friend Sampika was talking about classification of acids, what are acids? What are the basic chemical and physical properties of an acid, you will understand with the knowledge of chemistry. So what I am trying to tell you is, Materia Medica becomes fun, Materia Medica becomes interesting when you start applying all these things and when you start studying Materia Medica. Done? So we will quickly look at acids. Anyway, we are done with this. So under introduction, we can introduce the remedy or we can introduce you to the group and all other factors we have covered. Okay, so that will be the introduction. And second very important component or heading under which the group characters have to be described is mentals. So what are the common mental symptoms of a group? Okay, so I'm just highlighting how a group remedies have to be studied. Okay, so here we will be looking at the common mental generals, common mental symptoms, and we have something called as physical generals. So what is a general symptom? General symptom is a symptom which is denoted by I and it is related to the whole body. We have physical generals, we have mental generals. Right? So we will be looking at few physical generals, very important. And like for example, what could be the common physical generals? What could be the common physical generals? Very good. Thirst. Only thirst. Sleep. Pain. Character of pain. Character of pain. What is that? Yeah. Character of pain. What else? Desires, aversions, habits. Okay. So we have the pain, we have desires, we have aversions, we have any specific bleeding, character, modalities, all those things will come under physical generals. So the last important heading, I told you this is very important, and that is after you study the group characters, as an activity, we will try to understand where acid groups can be indicated. Okay, so all clear? Now this is how the class, next 45 minutes 1 hour, this is how the class will be discussed. Okay, and I see wherever I have used acids in my practice, I'll try to share it. Okay. The first important thing is, any quick idea what acids are? The acid, the word is derived from Latin aceus. And the basic meaning of this word is, it means sa, uli, kata. Okay. Now, acids, like something I was trying to tell, acids are basically classified into two types. Okay. Strong, weak, beautiful, good. One way of classifying. Second way, organic, inorganic. Third, mineral, plant. All three are same. I just give an example. See, acids are basically classified acids which are derived from the mineral kingdom. Okay? And I told you minerals are strong acids. Minerals are strong acids. Right? And the second way or the second classification is acids derived from plant kingdom. So these are organic and these are weak acids. Okay? Now as a homeopath, why do you feel this classification is important? See, they are classified. They are classified. Knowledge of chemistry, the chemist has classified. Now as a homeopath, how do we make use of this piece of information? Okay, now what is very good? Okay, good. Doctrine of signature. One of your friends says, sir, doctrine of signature. Now, okay, can somebody tell a little more further?
Like plant ethics and generally weaker in nature.
Very good. Plant acids can be weaker in nature. Good. There's a point. Agreed. Very good. And from the word, strong acids are stronger in nature. Very good. Good. Chalo, good. Agreed. It makes sense. At least to start. Good. Anything else? Huh? Please be loud and clear.
Effects will also differ.
What is it?
Strong acids will affect and more acids.
Very good. Good. Okay. So one of your friends says, sir, when you look at the sphere of action, stronger acids might have something different and a weaker acid might act on a different area. Beautiful. Good point. Anything else? Anything else? Huh?
Extent of stability.
Okay, pathology, yes, it is an extension of what your friend has spoken. Okay, good. Anything else that you can think of? Strong acids, huh? Okay, so one of your friend also says, sir, strong acids can be rapid in action. The speed of strong acids can be fast. Okay, good. We'll look at it. So quickly, now if you understand, under strong acids, you have fluoric acid, you have uric acid, and you have nitric acid, and you have sulfuric acid. When you go back after the class, when you Google and when you read these acids, you'll be surprised about how strong they are, how powerful they are. If you read fluoric acid, it is told it can dissolve glass. It can dissolve glass. Well, that's how strong it is. Okay. Nitric acid, sulfuric acid, hydrochloric acid, we all know this. Fine. From our chemistry lab, we know how powerful they are. See, organic or plant-based acids are acetic acid, benzoic acid, butyric acid, hydrocyanic, lactic, oxalic, salicylic acid. There are many more acids. I've just given you a small gist. Classification itself gives us a lot of information. Yeah? Okay. So we'll go ahead and we'll understand. We will be looking at the sphere of action and the pathogenesis. Hope you are clear with the difference between sphere of action and pathogenesis. What is the difference? Sphere of action is where the drug acts, and pathogenesis is very good, acting on that particular part. What is it resulting in is pathogenesis. Good, beautiful. I'm happy you are clear. We look at skin. Okay. Now, very quick inputs. Acids, what can it cause? See, 1 second. I know, I'm talking to a very, good group of students. See, this indirectly also tells us about miasm. You are in third year, organ teachers will be teaching you miasm. And whenever miasm is taught, please relate that with materia medica. Very, very important. Okay? Organon and materia are different entities. You will have to integrate them and you will have to understand better. Okay? So, it's an acid. So, what do you think it will cause? Very good. Ulcers. Okay, there can be eruptions. Blisters, beautiful, good. Eruptions, blisters, ulcers is what is possible. We'll come to it a little later. Now another very important area is mucous membrane. See, as you start understanding individual acids in detail, you will see each acid has a beautiful action on the mucous membrane. Okay? Now two important words, two keywords that will be coming up here. What are those two keywords? One is very good, beautiful. One keyword before I ask, I like the speed, inflammation. And second keyword is acting on the mucous membrane. It causes destructive ulceration. So you have inflammation, which is psoriatic miasm, and you have destructive ulceration, which is syphilitic miasm. Okay. Done? Okay. Now, as a small thing, I have also given you the acids which are capable of causing ulcers. Out of so many acids we discussed, fluoric acid, sulfuric acid, uric acid, nitric acid, carbonic acid. These are few acids which can cause ulcers. Okay. So you also have inflammation, you also have eruptions, you also have growth, and you also have ulcers. Its action on skin. So going ahead, we also have acids acting on the blood vessels. Very, very important. Any quick inputs? What do you feel acting on the blood vessels? Okay, very good. Good hemorrhage. Good. Why hemorrhage? This is an acid. Go back to your physiology, try to understand. Hematology, RBCs, WBCs, what can an acid do? It can cause destruction. Okay? So one possible thing here is anemia. And slowly you will understand. Many acids, they do wonders in anemia. Okay, we'll discuss when we take individual acids. So breaking down of blood cells, anemia, hemorrhage and septic condition. Very important. Septic condition, septicemia. Okay. Would you like to add a better remedy here? Acting on blood, causing breakage, septicemia. Which is the better remedy? So I don't know if that remedy is done. When you are silent, I assume must be that remedy is not done. So the remedy is Crotalus horridus. It is again a snake. Crotalus horridus. Beautiful remedy. Okay, must be when time permits we will discuss. And it also acts on the glands. Okay. Now see the literature, the book says the strong acids, you have a point there. The strong acids, they mainly act on the mucous membrane, they mainly act on the blood vessels, they mainly act on the skin. Okay, predominantly. It can also act on glands. Any better glandular remedies that you can think of? Beretta, good Beretta. I appreciate Beretta. Spongia. Where do you see spongia acting? Very good. Testis? Thyroid? Ovaries? Okay. Chromium? Where do you see chromium acting? Okay, testicles. See, predominantly chromium acts on the parotid. It can act anywhere. It can specifically affect the parotids. Okay, then good. Chromium, Beretta, spongia, epispherifica, very good. Iodine, very good, iodine. What is the action of iodine acting on the glands? It causes atrophy. The only gland that is not atrophied in iodine is mammary glands. All other glands in iodine, they are atrophied. Okay, iodine. So acids, they have action on silicea, bryonia. Okay, phytolacca. I was expecting phytolacca. Gonium, beautiful, good. Gonium. These are all glandular remedies. Good. See, as you start your journey into materia medica, the number of remedies should increase. Okay. So the more remedies that increases, what will also come up with that? Confusion. Very good. But don't be afraid of confusion. Okay, confusion will be cleared. Once you have clarity about these remedies, confusion will automatically go away. Don't worry. So what you need to understand here is acids acting on glands, it causes inflammation and it also causes offensive discharges. We'll go ahead and very important, nervous system. Okay? Acting on the nervous system, it mainly affects the nutrition. Nutrition to nerves is lost and you see prostration. Okay? So Any other acids that's done for you? Acetic acid, benzoic acid, very good. Any other acids? Okay. So many acids act on the nervous system. But one acid you need to remember which can cause paralysis is oxalic acid. Oxalic acid, ascending paralysis. Okay, ascending paralysis. Oxalic acid. Then, so picric acid also acts on the nerves. Dr. Netra was right. Picric acid. Now what will picric acid do? Is it will cause prostration. It will cause nervous exhaustion. I will talk to you a little later. Okay. So acting on the nerves, it will cause prostration. These are all the remedies which acids which possibly act on nerves. Then very important thing what you see here is the skeletal system. Do you see something interesting in the skeletal system? Okay, disoriented. I thought you would tell me something else. Must be this guy was a dancer. No, don't go into. No, she's telling me what will happen on bones. She's gone one step ahead. I am asking you, what could be the constitution of this particular skeleton? Before he became skeleton. I mean, see, this is only hypothetically, don't take it very serious. He is in a dancing pose now. So, I mean, hypothetically, he could be tarantula. Tarantula people are great dancers, they enjoy dancing. Not great dancers, but the beauty of tarantula is, anywhere you see music coming, and they involuntarily go into, that particular mode. And tarantula is somebody who likes, the drums, the beats. We had Ganesh Ustav, or we have some procession, some function going on. So this kind of beat, local language we call it as tapam, which is there's something they can't resist. There will be no rhythm. Music will be going in its tone, and this dance will be going in a different thing. So music and this dance, there will be no rhythm. Rhythmic dance is what you see in Carcinosin. Carcinosin. We have great dancers in Bollywood, Hollywood, Collywood, and even in Sandalwood. How each of them dance. You have concentration. Right? People who are very rhythmic. Right? And you see a lot of grace in their dance. They are more of Carcinosins. And people who have a lot of energy. Right? Lot of energy. And the guy who is beating music, drums, he will get tired. But this guy will say, no. Our pathas so, chal maar, nacheenge, kudenge. Right? So that is more of tarantula. Tarantulas, they will have a lot of energy. Okay? So, as something rightly said, she was talking to you about the pathogenesis. Acting on the bones, what can acids do? Acids can cause inflammation, and the strong acids can cause caries. Fluoric acid, nitric acid, are a few acids which can act on the bone, and then they can cause caries. Okay, connective tissue, right? Muscles, tendons, ligaments, all those things will come under connective tissue. Two acids you should remember. One is nitric acid and the other one is fluoric acid. Nitric acid will cause relaxation of connective tissues. Okay? For example, what will happen when the connective tissues are relaxed? What will happen? As a third year surgery student, try to understand and apply what will happen when the connective tissue go into a relaxed state. You will be getting hernias. Hernias could be one result. Okay. So nitric acid is an acid that can be indicated for hernia. One of the acids. And fluoric acid will cause induration. You are getting my point? Nitric acid will cause relaxation, and fluoric acid will cause induration, hardening of the connective tissue. Okay. Now, male and female genitalia. Quickly. Male, what would be the action? strong acid, weak acid. There can be excess sexual desire followed by debility, followed by weakness, impotency. Female, huh? Very good, active leukorrhea, possible. Very good. It's an hemorrhagic remedy. I'll be telling to you a little later. You see a lot of hemorrhages in acid. So menorrhagia, metorrhagia, DUBs, it is possible. Okay. Now, before I take the ailments talk, any quick questions? Boys, all clear? Acid groups. Where do you see the acids acting is very, very important. Any quick questions? I'll be happy to take up. If you have no questions, we will take up the ailments from. Ailments from? Sir? Okay. Now what are all the causative factors? So what we do is, when we will read all the acids and we will take out the common ailments from. Okay? Right? So when you look at the common causative factors in acid group, you have surgical shock. Okay? And one acid which gets indicated in surgical shock is acetic acid. Acetic acid. And beautifully another important ailment is bad effects of anesthesia. Bad effects of anesthesia. Okay? And coincidentally, the only acid which can cause bad effects of anesthesia is acetic acid. Acetic acid. Okay? Bad effects of anesthesia and beautiful group of remedies you have for injuries. Injuries, for bites, for stings. Bee sting or any bite or injuries. Now there are so many remedies for injuries. Now as a third year student, you should start understanding or you should start interpreting when will an acid get indicated in injury. That is when your confusion will get cleared. So what are the probable remedies for injuries? It's a very silly question. And you should be feeling offended. What is speakers are asking us? Anthrax, no, very good. Very good. I'm happy I'll come to anthrax. Good, keep it up. Anthrax. Any other remedies? Ledum, arnica, ruta, hypericum, etc. etc. I mean, you'll be knowing all the indications. Your friend is talking about anthrax. When anthrax? Huh? When you are burning. Burning mainly the stings. Burning mainly in the wound. Okay. Now whenever we think of burning, one remedy comes to our mind. Which is that remedy? Arsenic. Arsenic. And it is given in our literature, you give arsenic, right? But arsenic fails. Burning is still there. Bad burning. Fine. Then it is anthrax. Burning pains. Burning pains. Okay? Mainly we indicate anthrax in skin affections. Carbuncles. Your discharges which are black, tar-like, bloody discharges. Anthrax now. Okay? My question to you was, when acids in injury. What was the question? When acids in injury. More than ulceration. Good. Possible ulceration. More than ulceration. Huh? Okay, uncontrolled bleeding. Okay, something beyond. Not healing. Non-healing. Okay, good. Anything beyond. See, acids are thought of in injuries, especially when you have weakness. Weakness after injury. More than pain and other things, when they complain of weakness, sir, from the time of injury, I feel very weak. Okay. And one acid you should remember here is acid sulf. Acid sulf. Acid sulf. Okay. So acetic acid, carbonic acid, sulfuric acid are the acids which are ailments from injuries, bites. Now what is this? Can somebody quickly interpret this particular image and then we'll come to the ailment. What is this? No, just interpret the image. Just interpret the image. Okay. I hope it is clear. What do you see here? Okay, very good, king. At least people have good eyesight who can see this. Okay, you have a king, you have many women here, and you also have wine, alcohol, whatever. Okay. So what is this? So this person is indulging excessively with women, with alcohol. So this is what we call it as debauchery. Many times you would have seen in your Latin America ailments from debauchery. Ailments from debauchery. So sexual abuse or alcohol abuse or excess use of alcohol, drugs, narcotics, and also physically indulging in sexual activities. This combination is what we call it as debauchery. Okay? Any better remedies you can think of? What is it? But no issues. See, right or wrong, no problem. You tell me according, no issues. But below, don't tell me, don't you know according. According is a wrong remedy. Good, Agnes. You said Agnes? Okay, good, Agnes. Any other remedies? Boys, you can think of some remedies. Agraphis, I have very little information about agraphis. Agraphis nutans. It is mainly indicated for mute, no? I have nothing to contribute. But what I remember from Bodhik is a very good remedy for people. Adherents and mute. Okay. Agraphis, at least from my knowledge, will not come into debauchery. If it is there, please check. I am not sure. Better remedies. So what is people who are into alcohol, drugs, women? Very good. Why do you want to take so much of time? When you said, what is it, agraphis? I was in the shop. Okay, no issues. Good. I don't know, must be there. With some intention you would have answered. So Naxwamika, paracetamol. Okay. These are all remedies, who indulge into these kind of activities. So, one top acid that should come to your mind, ailments from debauchery is fluoric acid. And second top remedy will be picric acid. And what I have learned from Vijaykrishna, my teacher, is fluoric acid is for men and picric acid is for women. Okay? Fine? Okay? Oxalic acid, sulfuric acid, bad effects of narcotics. Okay, bad effects of drugs. Unfortunately, I am using the word unfortunately, this is a bad trend which is picking up. It's very unfortunate, but we have some remedies. Acetic acid, muriatic acid, oxalic acid, nitric acid and phosphoric acid. The acids which you can think of for bad effects of narcotics. What is this? Ailments from grief. The only acid which has ailments from grief is acid. No issues. The only acid which has ailments from grief is phosphoric acid. Okay? Phosphoric acid, ailments from mortification, insult, humiliation. Okay? You have phosphoric acid, muriatic acid, nitric acid. Okay? And this is very, very important. Ailments from? Very good. Loss of sleep. Thanks to Google Images, it makes material medical classes interesting. With images, when you learn, the possibility of you forgetting classes will be minimal. I hope boys agree with this. Right? So we'll come back to this. Ailments from loss of sleep. Okay, other remedies. Acetic acid. Very good, acetic acid. Common remedies. You have a final year remedy. Cocculus. Beautiful remedy, should remember. Simple remedy. Ailments from loss of sleep. Again, Naxwamika. Coffea. Why coffea will have loss of sleep? Good. Excitement. Good. Very good. Tomorrow you are meeting your girlfriend. Or tomorrow you are meeting your boyfriend. So what is happening in coffea? She goes in an excited state. she'll go, not that when the moment comes she'll sleep. No, there is no twist in this story. Coffee will have a lot of excitement, you know, I mean, they are the kind of people who have a lot of energy. So they will be excited and the excitement continues. Okay. I was sharing a case of coffee. If at all you want, you know, I mean, I have used coffee very minimum in my practice. Must be I have not got coffee cases or must be I did not see coffee in the cases that was in front of me. We had a lady, 20, 25, whatever, elderly lady, and you know, she fell sick and she had a high fever. Now, as a 30 student, when you have fever cases in your clinic, what do you do? What do you do? What is fever? Take off disease. She got fever from morning. So what is this? What is this? Acute chronic? Simple. I'm not asking you tough questions. But I want you to be ready. Ready every stage. So that you know you start practicing when you get your official certificate. And then don't be confused. So अभी certificate हाथ में आ गया, अभी क्या करना? अभी ये acute है या chronic है? Acute को कैसा देना, chronic को क्या करना? You should not have these doubts when you get the certificate in your hand. Before you get the certification, you should be ready. Then the early the better. Don't waste time. The early the better. You getting my point? The early the better. So what you need to understand here is, so this lady is developed fever. So what will be your question? Simple question. No, what will be your simple question? Why? What happened? How was yesterday? Yesterday I was fine, doctor. Why today? See, in this case, what happened? There is this new concept which has come out. What is this new concept? Class reunion. Okay. So she is a 28 or 29-year-old lady. After 13 or 12 years, she is meeting her 10th standard friends in Hyderabad. You getting my point? So tomorrow morning I am meeting them. So she is hyper, she is excited. Husband was telling, sir, my daughter, you know, my son, they are not so excited, sir. I have never seen her in this kind of excited mood. So with due respect, we don't think bad. Why is she so excited? We think, you know, men will be men, we have different views. So when this lady was excited, she was very happy to go, and then she landed up with fever. Tomorrow morning is her flight to Hyderabad, and evening she is in my clinic, sir, you know, will it be possible for me to go? I said, definitely you will go. Why? Because what were the ailments we took? Ailments from excitement. And first time in my life, I had the opportunity of prescribing coffee. And next day morning, she made up to Hyderabad, she took a flight, she enjoyed and she came back. So excitement. So excitement, you know, tomorrow morning you have your exams. Can it be coffee acid? No, you are excited, yes. Let the exams come. I've been waiting for a year. Possible, but very few. But many will go into Jalsingam state. My Allah, exams. You know you are 1 year. But you know the next day you become this thing. And there are people who are not bothered. 365 days they are blessed with good sleep. Exams. You will be having your roommates in hostel. You will be surprised. Yes, Allah, कैसा सो सकता है? सोएगा 5 बजे हो जाएगा. मैं पढ़ रहा हूँ, फिर भी डर रहा हूँ. I am ready, but again I am afraid. You know, I mean, we are different constitutions, so we will not divert much here. We will get back. So ailments from loss of sleep. One acid. People pain. What is that acid? No, people pain. I don't want to take names. It's getting recorded. So, what is that remedy? What is that acid which has ailments from loss of sleep? Nitric acid. Nitric acid. Okay? Nitric acid could be one acid, though we have phosphoric acid and picric acid. See, phosphoric acid is also very important. And picric acid, loss of sleep from mental exertion. From mental exhaustion. Tomorrow you have exams. You are drained, but you are not getting sleep. You are exhausted, they are not getting sleep. Picric acid. I've been studying sir, 3 दिन पढ़ा हूँ सर, दिन रात. कल एग्जाम से आज रात नींद नहीं आ रहा है. That could be picric acid. Because you are mentally drained, you are mentally exhausted. Picric acid. Okay? So we'll go ahead. See, nitric acid. Surprisingly, why do they have loss of sleep? See, nitric acid is also like calculus. The sodium nitric acid, they are very anxious. They are anxious about their loved ones. Ailments from death of loved ones, you find nitric acid. But if you read nitric acid, is the most revengeful, most unforgiving remedy of homeopathic medicine. Unmoved by apologies. Many of the villains, many of the heroines' father in South Indian movies, they have nitric acid. क्या बेटी आ रहे पाँव पड़ रहे और पापा मेरे को माफ कर अच्छा once you are out go and the mother will be crying there typical South Indian mother और मेरी बेटी हमारी बेटी खुद का हम दोनों का माफ कर दो नहीं तो भी जाओ उसके साथ चल I mean you have this kind of people who are unmoved by apologies. That is nitric acid. But in the solid state, you see nitric acid who are very, very, loving, who are very affectionate, who are very, very caring. Okay? One beautiful example, explanation given is, nitric acid is what is used in our fertilizer. And what is fertilizer? It is for food. Fertilizer is used in food. And food is for nutrition. I mean, Banata explains telling, nitric acid, initially they are very, very sympathetic, very affectionate. In the syphilitic stage, they are the most unsympathetic constitution we have in our material. Okay? So nitric acid, we'll go ahead. Now this is very important. What do you see here? Two contrasting images I have for you. So this is mental exertion, very good, I appreciate. And this is physical exertion. When I search in Google Images, I put a lot of efforts, and when I show it to you, and immediately you tell no, I did that. Anyway, good, I appreciate it. So, any teacher, a PPT for 1 hour, we require 6.5 to 7 hours preparation. When your friend had called me last night, sir, of course, suppose there you have class. So I was sitting and preparing the same thing. I was thinking, अगर PPT खत्म हो गया तो कल सुबह लेना. Luckily I could finish the PPT anyway. So mental exertion and physical exertion, both you have in acids. Okay. So the acids you have to remember is phosphoric acid, picric acid, carbolic acid, oxalic acid, muriatic acid, nitric acid. These are the acids which are ailments from mental and physical exertion, and ailments from, not some, I am misguiding you here, loss of vital fluids. Loss of vital fluids. Okay? See, if you understand individual acids, you will appreciate the class better. But one acid you have to remember is phosphoric acid. Phosphoric acid. Loss of fluids. Picric acid. Fluoric acid, carbolic acid, sulfuric acid. Phosphoric acid and picric acid. Two very important acids for loss of fluids. Any other remedies you can think of? Very good, I like it. China, cinchona. Okay? Because when you say China and I said I like it, you should not take it in another way. We'll make it simple, cinchona, I like it. Done. Good, chalo. Yes, cinchona. Acid was very important. Okay. Now, before we go ahead, you want a small break? We'll continue. Break back. No, yes, no. You want to take a small break of 2 minutes? So before that, 1 second, we'll have a small quiz. So I'll get to know how much you have understood. See, break of 1 minute, just take a small break of 2 minutes and come back. No issues. We'll look at it. Acids prepared from vegetable source. Acids prepared from vegetable source. Boys, what are they called? And give me some example. Acids prepared from vegetables, so they are called, what are they called? They are called organic acids, they are called weak acids. Example, acetic acid, oxalic acid, benzoic acid, lactic acid, very good. So second question here is, action of fluoric acid on connective tissues. Girls, right? Action of fluoric acid on connective tissues. It will cause induration. Relaxation is nitric acid. This is causing induration. Very good. Action of acids on blood vessels. Okay, destruction of blood cells, not vessels, blood cells. So it will cause anemia, hemorrhage, septicemia. Good, beautiful. My last question or two more questions. The only acid which has ailments from grape. Very good. Phosphoric acid, good. And the last question, action of acids on nervous system. It causes prostration. Why is it causing prostration? It is affecting the nutrition of the nerves. Okay. Chalo, you will take a small break and we'll come back. Thank you. Thanks. See, we spoke of two small things in acid group. The first component we spoke was sphere of action and pathogenesis. Any clarification? All of you are clear? And the second thing we spoke was ailment term. Only two small things we have discussed. And we are looking at a very important aspect. So this is what we call it as? No. Physical appearance. Very good. Constitution. Physical constitution. How are acids to look? Okay. Just from the Google image that you see here, acids are acid requiring patience. They are generally lean, they are thin, they are debilitated, broken down constitution. I mean, they are weak, debilitated, and pale, anemic, broken down constitution. And this last sentence is also very important. And what is this? They prematurely look old. Okay? See, all these things are very important for you. I'll tell you why and when it becomes important for you. Okay? So, lean, thin, weak, debilitated, and pale, anemic, broken down constitution, and prematurely old looking. Okay? Now, very important is this aspect. Now, what is this? What you see here is hemorrhage. What you see here is blood. So, what am I trying to concentrate here is dialysis. Majority of the acids, they are hemorrhagic. Hemorrhagic in dialysis. So, under dialysis, you can add hemorrhagic. Okay? The very important is this. What is this? Miasm. For a homeopath, unless and until you don't understand miasms, you don't understand homeopathy. Okay? So, when I talk to you about miasm, what could be the predominant miasm of acid group? I am using the word predominant. See, I told of inflammation. So, you have soda, and we also saw it has got growths under skin. And under induration, under the connective tissue, you see induration. So you also have psychosis. But predominantly what you see is, you see more of ulcerations. See, one more point, few authors have mentioned that the strong acids, what are the strong acids? The mineral acids, the inorganic acids, they have more of active braiding. And the organic acids, they have more of passive braiding. They have more of dark braiding. This is according to one author. And miasm, when you look at miasm, predominantly syphilitic. And this syphilitic miasm, again you see more in the strong acids. So you see how the classification of acids, we as homeopaths are using this. Okay, you see more of destruction, and strong acids are capable of destroying. And the miasmatic background of strong acids will be predominantly syphilitic. The weaker acids, they can be mainly sodic or psychotic. Okay, all three miasms, but predominantly syphilitic. Okay, so that is the miasmatic background. And when I did the introduction, I told you, introduction. So what do you say on the third verse? What do you say on the third verse is majority of the assets. I use the word, I repeat, majority of the assets are chilly. They cannot tolerate cold. Only two acids. Picric acid, more than picric acid, fluoric acid. Fluoric acid. Fluoric acid and picric acid are hot acids. And they can bear heat. They can also, they can bear cold better. They can bear cold better. They cannot bear heat. Okay. Now we'll next 10-15 minutes we'll look at the mind of the acids, mentals. And then must be in the next class, we'll be looking at the physical generals of acids. Okay. See, when I talk to you about mind of acids, each acid has its own peculiar mental state. Okay. So generalizing the mentals might become a little difficult. But I'll give you a small gist so that you understand what could be the probable common mind symptoms of acids. Okay. See, to start with, what you see is acids. They're very, very lively. They're very lively. They're very happy-go-lucky type. Vivacious, smiling, laughing, very cheerful people. Okay. Cheerful, vivacious, lively, happy-go-lucky types. Okay? And not all acids are of this character. Mainly fluoric acid. Okay, and phosphoric acid. They come under this particular type. Cheerful, lively, vivacious. Okay? And you also see an extremely another state where they are very irritable, angry, irritable. Okay? And very important for you is, they are the kind of people who are very hurried in nature. Gadbad antino. Tumba jaldi. Okay? And if you have an acid sulf, the most hurriest acid is acid sulf. Okay? Assuming wife and husband are working, always wife has difficulty in keeping in pace with husband. Husband is very fast. So anything that they do, not only walking, eating, talking, everything they are hurried. Right? So this hurriedness brings in a lot of prostration. Hurriedness brings in a lot of prostration. Prostration or mental exhaustion can also come from overstudying, overstrain. Mental activities, if it is more, that can also bring in mental exhaustion. And one top acid you should remember for mental exhaustion is picric acid. Mental exhaustion. Okay? Overstudying, overreading, exams, and bad anxiety about health. Okay? Now, here, in many other classes I have shared one remedy I had used, one acid I had used in case of bad anxiety of health. Okay? One of the lady, who had hypothyroidism. And she was so anxious, and she used to call me often 10 times, 12 times, 13 times, night 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, non-stop she would call. Will my thyroid get better? Will I be okay? Will I be do this, that and all? So Professor Vijaykrishna in his book he says nitric acid, and he uses the word test. P is the best. And other things luckily matched with nitric acid, and the nitric acid was prescribed to her. It's almost 15-20 years now. Whatever the thyroid TSH readings were high, till date it continues to be normal, and we stopped medicine long back. So bad anxiety of health. And one acid you should remember is nitric acid. To the extent they will not spare you. To the extent, they will become a pest for you. They will become a pain for you. Okay, anxiety of health, nitric acid. And lot of fears, fear of death, fear of being alone, all those things you have in nitric acid. You have in acids. So in the next phase, what you also see is they have issues with concentration, they have issues with memory. The psychotic phase, they have issues with memory. Who was active and who was fast was hurried. In psychosis, they become slow. Okay, slow in understanding, slow in concentration. Memory goes into problems, weak memory, and in the syphilitic stage, I'm cutting it short. In the syphilitic stage, what you see is, you see that they have a lot of indifference. Okay? They're not caring, indifference to their family, indifference to their children, okay, indifference to friends, aversion to family, okay, especially fluoric acid, nitric acid, okay, hatredness, vindictive, vengeful, taking revenge and beyond, malicious. You have done something and they will not forgive. They cannot forget. Okay, malicious, unforgiving, and indifference. These are all the mind complaints of acids in general. So what did we start with? We started with they being very lively, okay, very cheerful, extroverted persons. They mix with people very easily, okay, and we also saw that they are irritable and what else? Hurried. Followed by prostration. Prostration is as a result of mental exhaustion. Slowness sets in, concentration, memory, all those things will get affected. And in the end, you also see them being very, violent, hatred sets in. They have aversion to family, revenge can come up, and they can have indifference to family. Own children, they are suffering, they will not bother. Own mother, father, wife suffering, they are least caring. So this is indifference. Okay? So this is mind. So what we will do is, in the next class, whenever it is possible, we will try to take up the physical generals. That might take another 30 to 40 minutes. We will take it up in the next class. Okay? Any quick questions? Anything to ask? All of you, right? Clear? Yes.
Suicidal tendency and destruction within the
Yeah, see, in syphilitic stage, especially, nitric acid can have all those negative thoughts. Like, for example, I told you they can be very vindictive. You have done something to me, I will keep it in my mind and just make sure you also go through the same phase. Fine? So those things can come out mainly nitric acid. I'm not very sure about suicidal. I'll check and let you. So your friend wants to know, can acids go into suicidal? Okay. From my understanding, any acids which are mentioned under suicidal, they can go into homicide. They can kill others, but they don't kill themselves. But I'll confirm the statement in the next class. Let me verify and check and get back to you. Any more questions? Okay. So all clear, we'll stop here and